Hello, Dave. What do you think about the event tonight? Do you like it?
It's very interesting. I've never seen so many people that are so ready to dance to new music that they haven't heard before. So I have to appreciate that.
And I must say that in your music there are the mixture of a lot of different kind of electronic styles like techno, trance and something like this. And do you think that there is the perspective of the collaboration between these styles in the future? I mean for the development of industrial?
Of course, if you want to say industrial music, it's kind of been contaminated for years. So there's different forms of what you call industrial. Most of it now is mixed with techno and trance, and I think it's good because I mean if your intention is to take it a step further and use different influences to make something that nobody's heard before, that's fine. You know, if you're just gonna copy somebody else, then that's kind of lame. But it's always good to use any kind of influence. I mean, I have many different influences from hardcore punk to Phil Collins and some Orbital and some Converter and Terrafact. Terrafact is very actually influential to my style of music. It helps that I also play live with Terrafact, and he's had quite an influence on my music.
Yes, and what can you say about the industrial scene in the United States? Is it well developed there? What projects can you name? What labels, bands, and? Oh,
it's you gotta watch out because the American scene is gonna come here and it's gonna kick butt. Because you know, there's a lot of talk about Europeans and Germany and all that, and watch out for Crunchpod, Endif, Caustic will fuck you up, and yeah, Terrafact. There's no show that you've seen like a Terrafact show. It's very crazy. You'll have like 10 people on stage with sparks and just dancers and craziness, and it's like a big party. And there are a lot of cool acts. Alta Darun, which is a new Crunchpod band, and The Operative, which also he's marching dynamics for Hyman, and it's amazing what just comes out of this guy. You know, he's a cool guy. You have a beer with him, and it's like, you know, your best friend, and then like you hear this stuff, and you're like, wow, that guy was you. You know, it's really good stuff. So watch out for American bands. You know, we're gonna represent.
Thank you. And what events can you name that were very remarkable? So they put a trace in your memory on the events that you had played or you had been to?
Well, there are some different things because I play in many different scenes. So, of course, a really important one is Maschinenfest. I played there 3 times, and next year is the 10 years of Maschinenfest. So, I recommend to everybody to go there because it's very important. I really do think it's a very important festival because you can see many different styles in industrial music and electronic music. And the people who organize this are really, they've got passion for good music. They don't choose because some big label asks them to choose that band, or they really choose what they like, and it's really interesting.
And do you believe there is a chance for such festivals as Maschinenfest to gather more people than they do now? Because 1,000, 1,000 and a half, which usually at Maschinenfest is actually not a big sum of, if you take all the world.
Yeah, I think it can grow again, but I don't know if the organizer wants to that it grows or not. I'm not sure, because exactly for the same reason he's doing this, because he loves music. So it was already one step for him to, because at the beginning was in a smaller club in Aachen. So it was a good step for him to take this place with 1,500 people. But of course, if he continues and sees that everybody is really packed, maybe he will look for something bigger. I'm sure there are more people who can come, and especially because a lot of people are coming from really far. So it's really international public, so it's quite interesting to see.
А каковы ваши планы на будущее, на выпуск первого диска, который уже многие ждут? На каком лейбле вы думаете выпускаться? И вообще, какую концепцию вы видите? И что бы вам хотелось, чтобы там было?
Ну, название уже придумано. Мы отобрали 13 треков. Сейчас идет запись вокала, потом, соответственно, сведение, мастер. Все это в домашних условиях. По поводу лейбла пока в поиске. Вот, потому что, возможно, будем и сам издат делать. Вот. Концепция альбома, в принципе, я это называю, как и концепция всего проекта, это на немецком «Sex Gewalt Krieg». То есть это секс, насилие, террор и... и, собственно, война. Это, собственно, тематика наших песен, текстов и, в принципе, музыки на данный момент. Вот. В принципе, да, так.
Ну хорошо, главное, что вы думаете над вашим будущим альбомом, что у вас уже какие-то есть идеи в голове, и мы очень ждем этого события, когда наконец...
Я тоже жду этого события, и надеюсь, это случится в ближайшие 3-4 месяца. Это зависит как бы от лейбла, вот. Через несколько недель у нас уже будет фотосет, соответственно. Вот, то есть делаем, работаем, надеемся, получится качественно и интересно.
Да, мы тоже надеемся. Спасибо.
Спасибо вам.
So, and you're releasing on the label at Noisem, and so it means that you mostly belong to the breakcore scene, but you're often invited to different industrial events. And do you believe in the collaboration of industrial and breakcore in the future? What do you think about that?
Well, it's kind of difficult because, I mean, Ad Noisem as a label is in itself so diverse. It has breakcore, it has hip-hop, it has every kind of form of not quite extreme music, but a lot of different kind of genres of music. And Nicholas from Ad Noisem is the kind of guy that is very interested in putting out different kinds of releases and not sticking to one kind of genre. The breakcore scene, I think, is starting to die a little now, because I think in some ways breakcore is very kind of one track. It's all about chopping up beats and making it as extreme as possible. And in some ways it's like the death metal scene in the early 90s, where everything was trying to be more brutal, trying to be faster, and after a while you reach a kind of point where it just becomes the same. But I see a lot of breakcore artists trying to kind of diversify now by, I don't know, incorporating dubstep.